Are you looking for a quick and everyday makeup look that helps you look polished and presentable, but also requires a minimal amount of effort? Keep watching and I'm going to show you my technique that I have perfected over the years that focuses on skin and details to help you look your best self. By the way, I'm Jeannie. I'm a pro makeup artist. I work with celebrities, beauty brands, and everyone in between. Welcome to my channel. If you've watched any of my tutorials, you know that I always start with brows, particularly on my own face, and that's just because I like to place them where I want, and if I have any other product on my face, they won't stay. Yes, this is an everyday makeup look, but I still like to go in and place my brows, even if I'm not doing too much to them, just to give them a little bit of shape. Just grabbing a little bit of the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This is one of my hero products. I love it. And just running it through my brows, my clean and dry brows. They're not perfect, but we're gonna go in with a little bit to fill them in. My personal philosophy when it comes to looking good in a hurry or getting your makeup done quickly is to focus mostly on skin, because if the skin looks good, everything else looks good. Also, I like to focus on certain details like brows, lashes, and maybe lips, just because it helps the whole look come together with minimal effort. If I'm feeling frisky, I'll just go in with my brow pen. This is the NYX brow pen, another one of my hero products, and I'll just fill in, once the brows are dry, just some spots, like maybe the tail end of my brow, little arch here, a little bit. I've done this so many times, I can do it really quickly. I know that there is a learning curve with brow pens. You just have to keep practicing. It's what I did. It's why I'm able to do them quickly. And the same on the other side. My next step is setting spray, especially now that it's still summer. It's very hot here in California. I like to set my brows and it helps to prep my face for my skincare. Now we're going to move on to skincare because prepped skin is happy skin, and happy skin means beautiful makeup. We're going to go in with a brand that I really love. They did send all this stuff to me, but I am not sponsored by them at all. It's Alpen Beauty. This is the Willow and Sweet Agave Plumping Lip Mask. It's so nice. So let's do a little of that. Then we're going to go in with their vitamin C serum, which I also really love. I'm just going to pump some into my hand. Always emulsify your products in your hands. And we're just going to make sure that we don't go over our brows. So we avoid the brows. Just sort of place the skincare all around, down the neck. And their products smell so heavenly. It smells like you're running through a blueberry field. It's just, I love it. For moisturizer, it's the Alpen Beauty Melt Moisturizer. This legitimately smells like a blueberry field. This one is mine. It's for my personal use. I have one in my kit and I have one for my personal use. But I still tend to always try to use something to scoop it out so I'm not continuously putting the bacteria from my fingers into the jar. Pro makeup artists do this, and honestly, you should be doing this at home because it helps with the longevity of your products, and it also helps to not put extra bacteria into your products or on your face. Same idea, so hydrating around the brows. This is something you can do very quickly. Ideally, you would want to wait at least 5 to 10 minutes to let your moisturizer soak in before going in with foundation. But if you're anything like me and you're in a hurry in the morning, most mornings, you just don't have time. One of the reasons I do the setting spray is because that preps the skin and enables the moisturizer to be soaked in a little bit quicker. So it feels like my skin is ready for me to go in with my base. Since I'm looking for beautiful skin and to skip a few steps, I'm going to go in with this Tower 28 tinted sunscreen because you're going to get coverage and you're going to get protection. This stuff is everyday ride or die. I love it so much. It's a clean formula. It's approved by the National Eczema Association. They have 14 shades. The global shades, particularly the deep shades, are so beautiful. I know that Tower just came out with new concealers. I can't wait to try them. Hint, hint, Tower 28. So just a dab will do ya. Right here, back of my hand. And sometimes I'll work off the back of my hand and sometimes I'll just hit the areas on my face that I know need the most coverage. For me, it's the middle of my face. It's my nose, right here under my eyes, my chin, and a little bit of my forehead because that's where I need the most coverage. And again, just hitting all the areas that I know I need coverage and kind of working my way out. If you need extra coverage around the nose, I recommend to tap and don't rub because that's going to pull the product. And that's where we tend to get patchy nose or we get a little bit of breakage in the foundation or in the concealer that we're using. So I recommend to just tap anywhere that you need the coverage. And then you can always pick up a little bit more by hitting the high points of the face, the cheeks, the nose, the chin, the middle of the forehead. Covering those parts of your face and just sort of blending it seamlessly out creates a really natural, beautiful coverage. And this formula is perfect for it. And it gives you protection as well. So I like to just bring it all the way down for that protection, even on the ears. The ears need to be the same color as your face and they need to be protected. And then down the neck. Because I have sunscreen on my body, but not here up. Here's just one layer of the tinted sunscreen. It's really beautiful on its own. You could just go to mascara and bronzer and you would be great. If you do have the time, I like to go in with just a little bit more coverage. This is a highlighter pen from Sisley. I like to hit the high points just under my eyes, maybe a little on my chin, forehead, and then just tap it out with my finger just to brighten under the eye, but not necessarily conceal, because we're looking for a quick, everyday, natural coverage. And this just helps to sort of brighten that area without looking too heavy. Also, if you use your fingers, tap it in quickly, the heat from your hands is going to help the product absorb into your face quicker. And if you're in a hurry, these are the best tools to use. Continuing with skin, we're going to go in with RMS Beauty Buriti Bronzer. It's a cream bronzer. It's a really interesting color. It's not too warm and it's not too cool. It's very neutral, and I actually really love to contour and shape my face with it. You're probably thinking, do we have time for all of this? These are steps that I've perfected over the years that I can do pretty quickly to just help bring the look together and give the face cohesion. So we're just going to start with the same brush as we use with the foundation, just tapping right on top of the cheekbone. Bringing it a little the ways in. If you're unsure, look where you're placing it and then straighten your face in the mirror and then see how far down the bronzer is coming. Like, you don't want to pull it in too far because then it's going to close up the face, but you want to create that shape. And then just tap it out. If you need to, grab a clean brush and just buff out any hard edges. Same thing on the other side, and as you can see, I'm tapping off a lot of the product on the back of my hand. It's pushing it into the bristles so that I'm not depositing a ton of product onto my face, which is just going to be a big old mess, and then we'll just have to start over, and then we're not saving time, are we? I know some people would say that this is wasteful, but see, I just deposited a whole bunch of product onto my face. I'm going to take my clean brush and just making sure, and then also, like I said, straightening up my face, buffing out what I can see, making sure I'm not bringing it in too far. And then we're going to go back in, just tap a little on the top of the forehead. I really love doing this. I don't know why. I don't think I have a particularly high forehead. I know I don't have a small forehead by any means, but I just kind of love the way this looks. It just rounds out the face and just makes sense to me. So we're going to take a little more of the bronzer. Again, these are steps that I can do very quickly. I know this seems like a lot of steps, but once you get into the flow of it, I can literally do this in about 5 minutes if I'm not talking to the camera. Take your brush with your product, squeeze it, and then we're just going to take and just create that shadow right there. Just a little bit of eye contour. That's really quick. And last step, I promise. Taking it down the jaw. I never used to do this either. And then I realized, very similar to doing it on the forehead, it just creates a rounded out effect and it makes the face look really sculpted and it brings everything together. And again, if you feel like you have a little bit too much product, just take a clean brush, buff it out, but it warms everything up and it just sculpts the face. Now on to eyes. I've already curled my lashes, and one of the tricks that I like to do just to help my eyes look defined without any effort at all really is to take a brown pencil. This is Total Taupe from Makeup Forever, and just tightline my upper waterline. Don't mind my weird face. I don't know of anyone who can do this without making a face, but it just creates definition on the top lash line, but it's really, really minimal and very natural. Half the time I don't even do this step. I just put mascara on because I'm that lazy. Whenever I do actually do this, I love it because it just gives the eyes a little extra definition. I'm going to use this Max Factor False Lash Effect. I got this in the UK when I was there in July at Boots, which I love. Shout out to Boots. Shout out to Max Factor. I wish you were sold here in the States because I am obsessed with this mascara. I'm going to skip ahead so you don't see my ugly mascara face. For lip, I'm going to do an extra step just because I think we have the time and I just really love this lip and I want to show it to you. I'm going to go in with Iconic Nude. It's very well loved, as you can see, from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just going to line my lips quickly, doing a little overdraw on the top. And then going in with the Sisley Fito Rouge Shine in Nude. I love a lip liner with a gloss, especially nude. Last step, I promise, we're going to go in with some powder. I've been loving this RCMA Makeup pressed powder. It's an amethyst. I believe Kevin James Bennett helped to develop this formula along with the new foundations and concealers that they have. This powder is genius. It has almost like a purple tint to it, and it's gorgeous under the eyes. Let me show you. It just helps to brighten and set. Just kill any of that shine, except in the areas that you want, of course. We might be adding a little bit extra at the end. So I guess I was just kidding about it being the last step. For a little bit of an insurance policy, I'm going to go in with my Kryolan sponge and just tap it in, and then just do a little extra under the eyes and around the nose. I probably would only really do this during the hotter months because I just tend to sweat more in the winter months, especially here in California. It's dry enough where I don't really need to do too much powdering. And because if you know anything about me, I can't leave well enough alone, I'm going to go in with one more step. This is No Shade from Tower 28. It's just their clear highlighter. Pop a little of that. We didn't powder over here, but I'm just sort of enhancing the sheen. So here we have my everyday makeup look. Again, I know it's a few steps, probably more than any of you are used to, but I promise the more you do it, the quicker and the easier it will be. If you focus on the details, focus on the brows, defining the lashes, and of course the skin. If the skin looks good, everything looks good. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.